I didn't even see a link.
Oh, you're live.
Oh,
You're live.
Hi!
Happy New Year! Wait, that's not. This isn't Happy New Year.
No.
Is anyone watching? Oh, only 4,674 people. I think we are on.
How many?
Oh my
A
God.
lot.
Oh, like 4,600.
500.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What? 500?
Guys.
Yeah, there you go. How do you
I know
measure?
what to do.
So I know what to do.
You know.
Why don't we introduce ourselves to everyone,
Oh, that's
right?
a good idea.
So let's start
That's gonna
with
be
the
the first
show
hour.
creator and amazing friends of ours, Vivian Medrano, Vivziepop.
We love you, Brandon.
We love you, Brandon.
I love
and
everyone.
Viv, why don't you do the honors and do your introductions?
Sure. Do we want to just go to
Yeah, why don't we go down the line?
start with Jaden?
Hello, I'm Jaden. I play Colin the Cherub.
Yay!
Yeah! Colin the Cherub!
Hi, I'm Sam. I write a lot of the music.
Yeah!
Hi, I'm Mara. I play Mrs. Mayberry and her demon self as well.
Yay!
Yeah! I'm Georgie. Oh, yeah, I was like, wait, you go. I'm Georgie and I play Stella.
Yay!
I'm Morgana Ignis and I play Sally Mae.
Yay! And I'm Ice Pinkham and I play Stolas.
You've had some work
I've
done.
had to get.
Yeah, it was
I'm
very
much
impressive.
more handsome.
This is what happens if you don't use your own filter.
Right, exactly. I'm Richard Horvitz, and I play Moxie. And speaking of Moxie, there would be no Moxie without our Millie. So Vivian Nixon, say hi, Vivian.
Oh, you're muted?
You're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
Unmute yourself. This is why I
Just
have
to
to
hit the mute button on the phone.
Yeah,
Provide your technical direction.
Vivian. Can we hear Vivian?
Vivian.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
She
she can hear
can
us.
She's stuck on mute.
Oh, okay.
She just
Go
like threw
kill
her
somebody.
computer on the floor. she's like, you
Come
talk to
back
me.
to me.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
Come back to Vivian Nixon.
And Brandon,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yay! So I'm having technical issues. I have my laptop. I got my phone. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to work it out. I should have been there. That's the problem. Okay.
Yes.
Hi, my name is
Hey.
I'm so sad I'm not there with you guys today, but I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, we're glad that you're here too. And then we have Brandon Rogers, who we said, but we also want to hear who you play, Brandon.
I play Blitz with that silent O.
Yay! Next, we have James.
What's up, everybody? This is James Moigohart here. I play Tex as well as Ozzy.
Yay! Edward.
What up? I play Paw and all of the extras that you guys make way too popular. Seriously, I only was the bartender for like 4 lines and y'all went crazy. I don't understand.
Skills, Edward, skills.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
So we want to thank everyone that's out there watching us today for being here with us and for making our show so loved by all of you. And I'm fortunate because I get to also voice direct this amazing cast.
Yes.
And it's probably one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. Every single person here is beautiful and wonderful and loving as you would expect them to be. They're that and more. And so with that, I believe we're going to take it away in our watch party, right?
Yes, yeah. So we're going to be watching some of the episodes with you guys. And I guess we'll probably be, talking over them and going over the fun stories behind everything.
It's like bonus features on the DVD.
Yeah. So hopefully nobody's watching these episodes for the first time because it's not going to be anything you'll hear.
Good.
You got to put that in the disclaimer.
So I already have a story about recording, and I opened the show. So
Do you want to start
Yes,
with
go ahead.
that?
Okay, so let me talk about me recording it. So
So Viv and I, after we met, we talked about collaborating for a while, and like we're both theater kids, so we bonded over that right away. Just talking about, musicals and Cats and stuff like that. Not Cats the musical, actual Cats. We did Cats the movie together, and there's a picture of all of us. There's a picture. It was fun. I will say it was fun. There's a picture of us freaking out at the ending of it, like all with just these like WTF faces. It's great. It's great. But she was like, "What character would you like to play?" And I was like, "Well, people were always saying like, since you were Matilda, you should grow up and play Miss Honey. So maybe I should play a teacher character." But she said like, "How about this?" She showed me the script, and I was like, I think I want to be her because people are always like, "Oh, play Miss Honey," and I'm like, "What if I play Miss Honey, but also she's evil?" So that's kind of what we did, and it was very fun. But when I recorded, we were trying to do a remote setup, and something went wrong. There was technical difficulties; it didn't work, and I think Morgana actually picked me up because Morgana I've known for like 12, 13 years now.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she'd already recorded. And so I was like, Morgana, could you like drive me there? So she drove me to this place. And it was like the most Star Trek experience I've ever had. Like, I don't even remember how we got into the building, but the doors opened on their own. And we walked in and doors opened on their own. And it was, full pandemic misery. And so we go in there and just doors are opening. There's nobody there. And it's completely empty and completely sterile. And I go in there and there's nobody. And then I just look up on a screen and Richard and Viv are there. They're like, "Hello, nice to see you." And it was like the only humanity that I saw. So I did my lines. And it was like empty space. Completely empty space. And Richard was so wonderful and so encouraging and such a great director. And Viv was so much fun too. And I remember just like doing my lines and us getting really into it and like doing some other voices for other episodes. And then I like go out and like the doors open for me again. And I was like, was I just in purgatory? Yeah. You were. Yeah, it kind of was. I went to hell and purgatory.
Speaking of Cats the movie, my favorite scene was the
sound play? Just so.
Yeah, I believe it will, right? Our sound will play as we're playing it, or does she have to share on her, like, will it share for the...
Technical questions.
Questions. Share for the stream.
It would share
for the stream. Okay.
So,
there you go.
But my favorite number in Cats the movie was the giant litter box scene where they're all digging and they think they're finding Almond Roca candy, but it wasn't Almond Roca. It was not.
If I had a nickel for every time.
Yeah, it was not.
Wait.
Richard, we just started.
Wait. Please tell me that it's not really in the movie. Please tell me it's not really
James, you know me. In my imagination movie, it is in.
That's what really happened. Yeah.
So James, the fact that you had to clarify whether or not it was in the movie is kind of the problem already. Like, that's already the issue.
Because I'm like, wait, I wouldn't put that past them. That's my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the way we're going to do this is we're going to run the show. Yeah. And if anyone, including our friends that are at their own home, if they want to stop and say something about that they remember or share an anecdote, just say, "Stop," and Viv will pause it, and we'll talk.
And I figure we can talk over it too, just so that we're not stopping it.
Yes, okay.
Because I don't want to watch it in silence. That'll be very awkward for everyone.
So let's hit this first one.
Yeah, all right. Let's start it. Oh, it's loading.
Stop!
Here we go.
Are we gonna get it?
Are we?
This was my favorite animation.
Oh, wait, it's playing.
It's playing,
Hang on.
Hold on.
It was playing on here, but it's not.
Do we have to mirror? Do we have to mirror?
Maybe it's playing.
We'll get the technical stuff worked out.
Is it
good?
Oh, I see it.
Oh, there we go.
Good morning! I hope you all did your homework.
We love to do our homework, and we love our teacher too.
Then when I throw out these fun questions, you should know just what to do. Good behavior is, and it's now that
I want to punch her in the face.
That coincidentally is exactly how I direct it.
There you go. Yep, nope, that's a relatable mood.
Stop singing, children. Hush up now. I forgot it's my husband's birthday.
Simple version of the script.
Yes.
I made like a plain version.
Okay. Oh yeah, right there.
We're not gonna use these.
Right there. Oh yeah.
Not there.
No, don't worry, guys. That's how you're supposed to learn about it.
Wait, this is me, Barry. Remember what you taught us? Think before you act.
Like so right on.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, she came in like 8, and she's like, "What's my motivation?" And I said, "Money."
Why would you leave that on the computer?
That's what I want to know.
Like you're about to go commit homicide.
He's going out. He's gonna traumatize the children.
I'm so sorry, my children. Don't forget to work on your time.
I just assumed she was in a blackout phase the entire time until right there.
Play by all the
rules. Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I left the screen on. Whoops.
Hitler's and Epstein's.
This Brandon, I remember writing this episode with you. This was
I do too. I remember writing this very well. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, this was like when we were trying to get a feel for like what the series was gonna be, and I feel like this one was really authentic.
I don't think you quite understand how we're
like
operating down here.
Like a good like half of it, and like
it sounds like the core cast of your sitcom of death, frankly,
like,
are all probably down here in hell with you.
Of the romance, right? Romance.
Forrest survived. Now they all call him
Mara
a
going
hero.
for Dawn voice.
Have survived such a crazy bitch.
I just hope that sick woman finally found peace.
You are so brave. Here's $2 million.
It's like you do not have
No, I do.
voice.
I
You have like
I
a
have had a
non-mommy
voice like B. Arthur since I was 11. I do not have that kind of voice. I just,
You're a
Oh,
hero.
I also-
You're a hero, girl.
My mama's a hero.
Have you been?
Is a hero.
Midwest, Viv going Midwest.
That in the
He's not a hero.
became a huge meme because like the entire crew was just referring to me as the cashier.
I love the deranged client.
This
Shaking. You're gonna shoot our only hail ham. Wow, I feel so loved here.
I love you being
And laid
British
it
fan
out.
of.
It's a family.
Oh yeah, he's like your cameo was so bloody good in that.
Family. I mean, if that's what the client wants.
Maybe like a shitty dad or a mob family. That's understandable. But to eradicate
learned that Moxie suddenly had a conscience. Remember that? We had a lot of like, how does Moxie suddenly have a conscience?
Hey, you don't know
When
they're
he-
innocent. This kid probably
And
set dogs on
the
fire.
part
Maybe
was
this
is
girl
exactly
gets off to bullying Australian kids
and
online,
covered
and
like-
this guy.
Australian kids. Did we ever decide why it was Australian kids?
Yeah, I do have a story for that. One of my best friends and the supervisor for the show.
Innocent aren't our business, Mox.
Brilliant.
Killing who we're
So
to
we were
is
working with a
our
lot of
business.
artists, and it just kind of worked its way in naturally.
I just think it's a
Because we bully each other a lot, so I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna bully her in the show. Yes. British chick. But yeah, no, we like kind of explain because Foxy character definitely of a normal. So and we learn more about him as a
Don't worry, we'll get that skank in less than 24 hours, or your first kill is free.
When did we
and they do still kill people,
and they're still very, very murdery.
Fucking big shit! Now someone please tell me that fancy
figuring out what his balance actually is, of like where his morals are.
Agreed.
Got it.
And that's why you're my favorite, Looney. You get a tweet now.
It's confusing because where the show is and what's happening
I get enough of that from my
is different. So if I unpause it, I don't.
Math.
Let me try it actually. Let's try
See if it got
pause.
close.
Pause it.
No, it didn't. There we go.
Did it?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it
Okay,
did.
so we're good. Okay, cool.
So is that just a test?
Yeah, that was a test. No one has anything to say.
Pause.
Pause for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to give a shout out to my girl Vivian Nixon, because Vivian and I did Memphis together like a billion years ago, and anybody who knows like the dance world or the acting world of Broadway knows how extremely just a live performer Vivian is. So when Viv told me about the show and said, "Oh my God, you need to watch the first episode," I'm watching the show. I don't realize when I see Viv, I thought it was you. When I realized it was actually Vivian Nixon, I immediately texted. I was like, "Girl, I had no words. She is so talented, and that's not fair because Vivian is badass on screen, on stage, as a mom. It's just not right." I didn't know. Like, I'm watching the show, and I didn't realize it was her doing the voice. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I found out.
Yeah.
But
and just to piggyback onto that, James, Vivian, of course, is Millie, and Vivian, I love you more than the
I love you too,
and all I have to say to that bullshit is, y'all singing love songs in my lustful lounge. Shut that shit up.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
That was very sweet, and I love that. We concur with all that, and we were there when you grabbed the phone in the middle of the record and texted her. Yeah, you did.
I love how they love each other. It's so sweet. It's so sweet.
They're my OTP.
I think that we've talked about this before in the show and Brandon really brought this up in our last stream, is that a lot of people who don't know our show don't understand that this show is more about relationships and love than it is about murdering and gratuitous violence and basically my home life. But just kidding. And let's hit it. Action.
On that note, moving on.
And
On that
the
note, and then the murder begins.
And then let the murdering commence.
I love this.
Lose you lose, Mox.
Gotcha, bitch. Wait. Killing a family?
No, don't be a puss. We're just killing a mother. We're ruining a family.
But
I'm trying.
Hold on. Let's
That's an important distinction.
I can't get it.
I don't know, Martha.
Who did
There you go. You did it? Yeah, I did it. Who does? That was Maxwell Adams. And soon.
Soon is
Oh my God! Amazing.
All of Jinx's.
Jinx's voices on the show. She does a few characters, and they're all so funny. Like they're just the voices that she came up with.
You asked if I wanted to play her, and I was like, I think I want to play the teacher more, but I was really curious about who you would get. You got Jinx, who was absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
A new hole! Scatter!
That was you, Brandon.
That was perfect.
That was you in the film.
You little critter! Y'all can't hide long from me.
I love the minute
This is like the demon
Feral
version of
creature.
Get Out, where they just turn on you.
Yes, so badass. So freaking badass. Oh no, Millie!
Oh yeah, I get asked about this scene because some people like just a bottle knocked right. It's supposed to be chloroform.
Yeah.
So it didn't. Maybe. But that is what it's meant to be.
You needed to have them go, "Hey, does this smell like chloroform to you?" And then
Have a new critter to play with.
Yeah, those were the same kids that did those voices.
I actually have a funny story about that too. I thought it was.
what did I say? It is literally the demon version of Get Out.
The kids at that part, because we recorded everyone separately. So we didn't quite it was. I was trying to get them to match up because they're supposed to say it in unison.
Yes.
But there was no take that was in 100% unison.
Yeah.
That's why the boy character is slightly delayed.
Yeah.
And I do think it's kind of funnier.
It's like a creepy echo.
Yeah.
And what was their motivation for that?
Money.
Money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I remember you literally talking to me about how this.
Yeah. I'm for this episode.
Viv, I am a little disappointed you didn't have somebody say "bless your heart."
I feel like it kind of a really cohesive product.
Yeah.
We're really proud of it.
Brandon, did you just say that you wish bless your heart?
What, did I
No,
say
that
what?
was me.
Who said you wish she had said bless your heart?
That was me. I thought it'd be hysterical.
Yeah. We actually did record a few bless your hearts. Remember? We did bless your heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is, you're right, which is like our nod to Texas. All right, here we go.
Which, as you know, is a you in Texas.
This is a really bad time.
When isn't it a bad time, Blitz?
Ow!
What is it? I've been meaning to follow up a conversation regarding my memoir. What did you just call me? My book.
That is a good question. Can we make this picture bigger on our screen?
I have allowed
our
you
screen?
to
Yeah, so it's like full
use
screen.
yours. Anywho.
So good.
Is it full screen on yours?
You know, I have been permitting you.
I love it. I'm so demanding. I was kind of like, oi!
For some time now, but I do need it
Floating
back
around.
to fulfill my duties. I was thinking, what if we
Oh,
worked out
perfect.
some kind of...
Thank you. I see everybody really, really tiny. My eyes are so bad. I'm like,
Fancy-ass rich people.
there we go. Thank you.
Fucked in my A.
Then let me keep it. Once a month.
That was a
on
very
the full
detailed
moon,
hole.
You return the book to me.
I love the constellations. in the background.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Vacation.
Like we like
And you get to keep
for
it
this
all the
scene.
rest of the time, hmm?
Really fun to work
Sound fair,
on.
my
I
little
remember I did a
imp?
shot. I think I did. Starting of it.
I want the bath tub. Yeah, I want. I'm a big bath person.
Yeah.
I need that blood.
I was about to say massive cut. Oh, this is a self-care.
Exactly. So, Richard, do we want to talk about when we recorded Bryce for that? The part that
Yes,
goes off.
yeah, okay. All right, we were just having this, Vivian and I and Sam were just having this conversation a couple of nights ago. And after both Vivian and Sam sobered up, we were talking about how sometimes we bring in actors, and Bryce, you know, we hadn't worked with Bryce on the pilot. So, you know, Bryce is an amazing talent, a Broadway star, handsome as all get out, although I think it's all filtered, just my opinion.
We've never met him, so we don't know.
No, for sure. Yeah. But we got to that part where Stolas has to go off on this sexual tirade of things he wants to do to Blitz. And it's always awkward because you don't know how an actor is going to respond to that. And he's like, yeah, okay, no problem. And we go, okay, we'll just roll and whatever you feel comfortable with. And out of Bryce's mouth so easily, having Stolas and having him and Blitz doing things I'd only read about online, and at the end of this 3 minute improvisation of things he was going to do to Blitz, Vivian and I were on camera just like this.
Yeah, I think I was like, it was really fun.
And then Vivian said, and I quote, "I'm not animating that."
But she did.
Someone else
We
can.
just haven't
Oh my
seen it.
God. No, there's some artists that would want to.
I need the fans have animated that. Let's be real. The fans
Okay,
have
are we getting
animated
that
that.
censored first?
Yeah, we need
But
it.
the internet.
Maybe someday, because what was funny? Oh wait.
And it was at that moment that Viv and Richard cast nothing but Broadway people because they realized how sick everybody on Broadway truly is.
I knew Broadway talent would go there.
Yes,
But no, it was
Nerdy pervs, the lot of you.
it was funny because like
That is so true.
As someone who has never been on Broadway, I would like to contest that I absolutely agree, and I'm very happy that you're as filthy as the rest of us.
Yeah, what
We
was
just had a bunch of show
funny?
choir kids who didn't have any sex until they got older, so they just
I was a show choir kid. Yes.
Well,
Late bloomer over here too.
Yes, exactly.
I think that the best part was that he could have said anything because the point of the joke was I was going to find places to censor out. So he could have said anything. But he actually, the funny part about that, because in the pilot that was the case. It was a bunch of nonsense words. But Bryce like went for it. Like it is actually explicit.
And that's exactly what I love about Bryce is that Bryce likes to play, and that's what I'm all about.
It was
is
so
playing,
funny.
and he likes to
Oh my
play. But I will say, in regards to this topic, I remember this thing about pegging, and maybe I'm old or something.
My mom and dad are watching this.
I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. Well, yeah, when we get to that episode, I want to tell that story.
Okay, you want to save it? Yeah,
I'll save it.
Okay. Remember pegging everybody.
So we'll write in their notes, pegging for later.
Yeah, Q&A.
We're gonna circle back to it.
Let's joke it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I need to hear the uncensored Bryce though, because Bryce is so like calm and demure and poised and everything. I can't imagine hearing those words coming out of his mouth. I love it.
Well, I love that literally the only thing that you can make out is peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. I love that.
I had that fucking shot. God damn it, Moxie. Satan, we return your filthy creatures back to the pits of hell. May the root of evil remain honored as we continue thy work.
Live.
Visual. Like I.
Yeah, that's not exactly how it works, lady. Sorry, your fire doesn't really hurt us, but I mean, I can fake it if that'll get your dick hard. Ow. Shit. I'll just shoot you in your smart ass mouth. That would be more effective.
Yeah.
I love his expression.
Yeah. Their little like rubbing noses, so cute.
Good shot, Richard. Well done.
Thank you. I had to practice that on a range for weeks because I was
I
nervous.
can imagine, man. That was a hell of a shot.
Arms training for the
I remember when they had lines like that, I had to say them so close, and Richard and Viv, the number one note was step away from the mic. But anytime Blitz is saying something very quiet and intimate, I was basically sucking the mic. And
Steve wrote that line.
Do it. Can we turn up the sound of the show? Yeah. It's
just
giving
generally
me
maybe
trouble.
from the TV, just like turn the TV.
Yeah, I'd love to hear them.
It's has to be from there. Can we turn?
And can that go up? Look at us, we're so demanding. We got all these people that you can't see, and they're doing all these hard work underneath the camera, crawling under the cameras. Yeah. He's doing a roly-poly right now, you can't see it.
Do a barrel roll.
Louder! Louder! Louder!
Joe.
Call your earthly authorities, and they will make sure you are dealt with. I'm handling this my way.
Oh yeah,
What do
we
you think?
found like a public domain cartoon to put
Yes.
on in the background. And then we found like a devil one, so it's like this like this old Warner Brothers cartoon.
I love that they're watching in modern day is like these old school.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, of course.
public
That's
domain.
what they have in hell, yeah.
Come to your job on time, all right? See you at the office.
You doing okay, sweetie?
I love this shot. The shot is gorgeous.
So beautiful.
It's a beautiful show.
Yeah, it's just beautifully drawn and colored and.
Yeah, I will. Huge shout out to the the animation, like the
I
studio,
know.
like.
Also, yeah, I love that. Of course, Moxie's like, no, the earthly authorities will take care of it. And you're in America. There's gonna be, there's gonna be
Exactly.
that cake looks so good.
Okay.
Another mission accomplished, and Moxie finally
Laugh.
learned not to fuck.
Yeah, we all have to do it.
Ready?
That's messed up. But I paid for it.
Murder's funny.
I think every first episode of every series should end with the words "fuck that family."
If there's one moral to the show,
that was our direction. Our booth direction was, it has to end like an 80s sitcom.
Yeah, like
always we gotta bring Alf into the show.
I might have even done a little like
where you look.
So a little bit of background before we do the second one. So directing the show was an unusual experience for us because, as Mara was saying, she went into this booth and we were on this screen. It's because don't you guys hear this thing? There was this pandemic that was going
I heard about
on.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And so
What was it called?
It was called PEGVID.
Oh,
yeah. PEGVID 19. Oh no.
Outbreak, yeah.
That was a virus outbreak. But so we were literally all in different places all over the country. And we basically went through a studio, a sound studio that we hired.
In Burbank, shout out to Burbank.
Burbank. Yeah. And in New York, we had a
get.
studio in New York for James and all of our New York talent. And that was the good part about this, is that it was easy to record people wherever they were. We did have technical difficulties at times, but as we got into a rhythm, it started going really quickly, and it was really nice because I literally was locked in my home studio for months. We were like there at our desks for months, and Vivian would have a cat or two jumping on her everywhere.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. I guess the cats got to see at least one of my cats at any point.
Yeah,
because I have 3 of them, and they like to be on camera. So,
and the cats got to see everyone too.
And they did.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, the cats
were directing us also. Yeah.
But what's great about it is that I never felt like we were rushed for time to get the stuff we wanted, because we did a lot of improvising, and that was the beauty of working on this show. With someone like Brandon, like, he would just be improvising as we were doing it. We get like one take as written, but then a lot of this, then we would all, and we did it with everyone. We would collaborate in that moment and say, hey, what if, and we would come up with a new line, or James would improvise something, or Ed, or anyone, or Vivian, or anyone would improvise something. And oftentimes we would go, yeah, let's do that instead.
Yeah.
But then I would go into my home booth, and then I had to take off my director cap and let Vivian direct me. And then Vivian would be like, okay, stop. You've done enough. You've said enough. Yeah.
Well, I did notice you do 4 takes when we usually do 3. So sometimes I would like, you do another one, and I'll be like, oh crap, I didn't mean to like interrupt because I thought it was done at 3 because they're so used to everyone else.
That's right. Richard gets an extra take, and you're all just fine about it.
I would make the argument I don't need 4 takes, Richard.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We had to cut most of it anyway.
There's nothing wrong with all of us.
I remember going into the spaceship booth thing that
Mara
works
was
by
talking,
itself. Yeah, and I remember I was really early because I'm always bloody early for everything, and I'm just waiting there. And then I'm like, when's someone gonna come and like help me out with this bloody studio? And so I found some random person that was in like the other studio. They're like, no, it's all ready for you. And I'm like, there's no one in there. And they're like, put the headphones on. I was like, and then there was like someone talking to me, and they're in like San Francisco or something. I'm like, what is happening? They're like, walk over there and turn this volume bit up. And then I can't do any of this stuff. And then you guys pinged up, and I was like, finally. Friendly faces.
It really was like 70s sci-fi.
It was so weird.
When I left to pick Mara up, because I got the text from me literally right when I finished Sally Mae's recording that your home setup wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I think I told you guys, like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab your next performer. I like rushed over to Los Feliz, but I felt like I was leaving you 2 in a room alone, and not that you were like at home in your own
we were
space.
we were in our pajamas most of the time.
No, it was. I will say, like, I'm so used to now recording everyone remotely that like.
You don't want to see any of us.
Well, I just don't know what that's gonna be like. Like I'm like, but I'm hoping that someday we're able to do that, especially as we're continuing to make the show and things are starting to.
And that's why it's such an honor to be in this room with everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and this is the first time a lot of us are in the same room with each other, so you guys are all witnessing.
And with the musical numbers, what was great is that we would like do dialogue first unless someone had like a really hard song or something, and we do music, and then Sam was always on standby, and we would click on Sam, and then Sam would be in his booth that looked like it was Space Oddity, right?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm zooming from the booth.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of you, I guess that's a good segue into this episode. So this is the episode where your song comes in. Like
Yes.
your songwriting for the show. And this episode is very special. Like a lot of people, it's funny because I see a lot of people discussing this episode and saying this episode feels like it should have been later in the show. And it's like, I disagree, because I think that this episode is there's kind of two tones of the show. One of them is like the comedy and the raunch and the violence and stuff, and we get that in the first episode. And then and the sentimentality of like the main characters, like their relationships and what they're dealing with. And then this episode deals with like some of the deeper, more like kind of like complicated relationships
Emotions
in the show.
and relationships, absolutely.
And I feel like it was important to set that early because it's a very important part of the show. And so yeah, like I see that discussed a lot. Like this episode feels like it should have come later, and I'm like, no, I feel like it's in the right place.
It's showing this not just all murder.
I think
there's a lot of stuff going on.
I think a good show should. Sorry, Brandon. I think a good show should have a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's like a demo. You should hit them in the beginning and then have range right away. Because
Yeah.
it takes you on this ride.
Hook them straight away.
Yeah.
Don't make them work hard.
That's what blew my mind about this one, because I'd only seen the really heavy comedic elements of the show, and then when Stoles' song came out,
So
I'm
much
like,
heart.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
This is
kind of
one of my
for.
favorite.
Goosebumps.
This is one of my
yeah.
favorite episodes ever. The song and Bryce and the art and the colors.
And Stella.
And Stella. Sorry, and Stella. I was getting to that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I was, but Brandon interrupted me. So
Here we go.
Maria's calling us Stella.
I think that might be me.
What troubles you, my owlet?
One of the actresses of the previous episode.
Of the
one
kids.
song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
But she's not British. She's not.
They all sound better than me. For fuck's sake.
There, Via, it's okay.
You can
British.
say
can
fuck, actually.
I thought as soon as
You're
I
like,
read, oh fuck.
Well, we have said pegging.
Yeah.
This song is so.
This
Yeah,
song's
this
beautiful.
was the first thing I wrote for the show, period. And like now I've written, I think, like 18 or 19 songs.
Oh my god.
But this was the first one, and it was so funny too because like we got in touch because I had done comedy music, and then the first thing to be like such a serious, tender song was definitely an interesting way to start. And obviously, like I've said it before, like at the time I wrote this, I had an almost 1-year-old. And so like that was very informative to this, and like I felt like really, it felt cool to be able to like tap into that on a personal level, to be able to make like this very tender, personal father to child song. Like it definitely, it was personal in a lot of ways, and the response to it's been amazing.
It really gives me goosebumps every time hearing this song, and also knowing that I'm gonna interrupt it so aggressively. Like every time I watch it, I feel bad because I'm like, this song's too beautiful, and then I have to destroy it.
My girlfriend and I have sung this to each other at like the middle of the night, and I think we drunkenly sang it to each other.
I had a friend who I hadn't talked to in years reach out saying like, hey, did you write this song? Like, You Will Be Okay? And I was like, yeah, why? And apparently like it played at like a memorial of a friend of a friend.
Oh my god.
Various ways in which people have come out of the woodwork about this song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
the pipes on that guy.
Yeah.
And falsetto too. Good grief.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my
I
lord.
love
Yes.
the tears. Like Stolas is in this, my man.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There it is.
again,
This was
that
actually
is-
motion
yes.
capture.
Yeah.
Georgia was wearing that.
I don't know why, but as soon as they woke up and put the headphones on and they hit play, I was like, crawling in my skin.
That was basically the vibe of that
Who
music.
does the
too.
song she's listening to? 'Cause
I did that
It's
too.
the actress of Via does that song.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
one
that
that
song.
she's
Yeah,
singing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Which
which I
gets
thought would be
older.
kind of symbolic. It's it's almost like she's singing to herself. So I was
Totally.
like, if anyone's singing the song, it probably should be Barrett.
I do feel like with voice acting, I'm in the booth and I'm still doing all the expressions,
Good.
all the body
Yeah,
movements.
absolutely.
It's like
Yeah, you should be.
Someone
You
asked
should
me.
be.
Someone
Yeah.
asked if it was like, what's the how do you feel the difference with acting on screen
Yeah.
and voice acting? I was like, for me, it's exactly the same.
Exactly. It should be.
Like it really is.
You should always be playing like you're on the playground.
Yeah, and I remember with your direction as well, and I was like, I feel like Richard already knows me. You were telling me movements to do, and that is, I began as a dancer, and then acting, singing came later. So everything I do starts with the movement.
That's right.
Get the
Yeah.
energy, and you did that for me. I remember you saying,
Yeah.
"Look at your nails now, and say this line."
That's
And
right.
then suddenly my voice came out, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was going to come out."
Yeah,
It's
I
very-
have you look at your nails, and because it gives that attitude. You know?
It's very helpful for the animators too, because like we a lot of the sessions end up getting filmed for the animators, and like it helps. So like, because there's every actor on the show is so animated, and so like we try to like incorporate some of that.
Oh, I love that. I
into
thought
it,
that.
and it
I was
helps
like,
with
that's so
voice
me.
acting.
Yeah.
And so we like the animators are able to see like what was actually performed, and I think that. It's really cool. Hopefully we'll be able to share some of that someday. But like it's so cool.
I know. I
like,
put makeup on just for that.
I would have to say.
I love the boss bitch. The boss bitch mug.
Yes.
Do you guys sell that?
We're trying to make that actually.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
We're trying to make like more of the
Okay.
mugs that characters use, because like that's like my personal crack. Like whenever I go to Disneyland or whatever, I'm like, if there's something that like looks like something in the movie or whatever, I'm like, I want that. Like
Exactly. We're spending all our money that we earn on Streamily.
Oh, I have.
We spend it on merchandise for the show. So
I
it's
have,
just
I have
like
definitely spent like the entirety of all my paychecks I made voice acting on the show on the 11, 12 Sally Mae pins.
Is there lore behind the like Little Shop of Horrors plant that meet
Oh,
in the kitchen?
well,
Just
kind of.
fun set dressing.
Everything in the show, like especially because my best friend Sam Miller is like one of the she's the lead background. She was the lead background on season 1 for sure, and like she's so much better at paying attention to the actual like lore of the world, to the point where like I'll have a note, I'll be like, I want this color, or like I want the sun to like be here, and she'll be like, Viv, there is no sun in this ring. Like we're in Reed right now. There's no sun, and I'm like, right. So like but on that note, like the plants are the plants are meant to be like, just like actually they're from a different ring, so we'll explore that. But like there's all kinds of lore reasons behind almost every like
background lore question.
I love Millie's face
Is there
in that
the
pause.
eyeball that's in the jar in Blitz's office? Is that Martha's eye that was shot out?
I don't think that was intentional.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yes. I can,
It's canon now.
This last shot, this first shot where we see Blitz with Stolas is one of my favorite ones, because we finally get to see the
size
perspective.
I know.
Stolas
It's a walk.
is like that, and Blitz is about this big.
Yeah.
That gave all the Rule 34 artists a template to go off of. We said, there you go, get it right.
There's the
It was you, Brandon, that one time at when we were doing a writing session, you asked me, you're like, how do you think they do anything? And I was like, I don't know, but they'll figure it out. Like the audience will figure it out. It's however they want it to happen.
That's why Stolas is so creative.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
why Stolas is so descriptions
Yes.
is because they really do a lot of interesting, unusual things because they physically have to.
Which brings me to Ozzy.
With Ozzy.
Ozzy is like, I mean, a serious jack. And I was like, so how does, you know what? Never mind. I just.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's cartoon logic of like, they just find out, they figure it out. They figure it out.
It's like that old joke with the mouse and the elephant.
One of the board artists had a funny way of saying it, where she was like, "He's the sin of lust. Like you don't think that he can fit into anything he wants." Yeah.
Someone asked me, and I said that. I was like, "Look, he's the god of lust. I mean, if it can be done, he created it. So let's do it."
I love that somebody asked you that question.
Listen, people came to Freestyle Love Supreme and just started asking me about Ozzy. That's it.
Oh my gosh!
You know, pretty much anything can be done when you're horizontal. Right? That's all that matters, right? Oh my God. We haven't even gotten to pegging. So.
Well,
I think it's a pegging point.
I took Mara down a rabbit hole of not safe for work forums because she wasn't sure whether or not there was Mayberry porn. And
I was like, I don't think there
is.
She's not really I was like, she's not as big of a character as like we looked at it and everything was Luna, of course. Yeah. and then right behind that was Solus and Blitz and Solus and Blitz, and then there was Miss Mayberry, and some of it I was like, oh, that seems correct, and some of it I was like, I don't think she would do that.
I think that's a
If the fans don't think we've thought about it as far as character development goes, we've thought about it.
That is the most constructive critique of Rule 34 I think I've ever heard in my life.
This is how old I am. When you said Mayberry porn, I'm thinking of like Aunt B and Barney Fife.
No!
I'm like, really? There's like...
Very wholesome.
The year of our Lord 2022. What are we doing?
That moment with the animatronic scream. That was you. That was Jada.
Millie is so cute in this episode.
I know.
Yes, this was a fun episode. To
Everyone loves Millie, right, Millie? Millie. Everyone loves you.
So fun.
No.
There wasn't a scene that we recorded. It actually did get forwarded as well, but this was back when we were trying to keep the runtime down. Okay, fun fact about me for just everyone, me and Brandon and Adam now, who's helping to write season 2. We did not know what would translate to the runtime, so we would write these like really amazing scripts, and we're like, yeah, this will be 15 minutes, and then it's like you put the voices in, you put the boards in, and you go, oh, so like that happened a little bit on this season, but usually it was only like a scene or so we'd have to cut. There was a scene where we established the drag the monster. And there's like a petting zoo.
That's Maxwell in the apple.
Yes. Oh yeah, Maxwell's the apple. He's
I like that the apple mascot has a butt.
Yeah, I know.
Delicious. I wish so apples. They have little butts on the bottom. I always thought.
They got a little bottom.
Little like circle things.
I mean, I think most gourds and are a little perverse.
I remember when we went to record and you'd sent me the scripts. I'm like, how long is this episode supposed to be? Do you remember? I said, how long? Because like this, I think the first script was like 31 pages or something, right? Was it?
Oh, none of them have ever gone that big, but they're
28.
pretty. Some of them are pretty long and they don't translate that whole way, and then some of them are really short and they translate so much harder. And we don't put the songs in, so the songs are another factor. So we're kind of learning, So by like the next season that we're gonna begin writing, like
next season,
we figured it out.
What?
What? Let's hone in on that.
Spoiler! Wait, Viv! When's it coming out, Viv? Viv! When's it coming out?
It is so close.
Strong. Stop that soul. All the background.
Yeah, I love all the little attentions to details.
Yeah. It was very fun, like from
The
a
apple
visual
hat
end as well.
I want that hat that Stolas is wearing.
Yeah, the apple hats need to be made.
I love all the
I think I need an
shades that the
apple
team is wearing.
hat. I would actually wear that.
That hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like wearing food. I have like my hot dog purse, my popcorn.
Oh
This mother trucker is amazing.
The robot, RoboFizz.
Yes.
Yeah, RoboFizz is
Fun.
really
For
good.
some reason, I didn't realize that was Fizzarelli, and I missed it. That's dope.
It's RoboFizz.
Yeah, there's lore
I don't
there.
understand. I don't understand how he can sing that well in that voice. Like, it just doesn't make sense
Oh.
to me.
He honestly is. He has like double vocal cords or something. He has some kind of thing that allows him to do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
He's physically different.
In Beetlejuice, watch him in Beetlejuice, man. That is
Exactly.
He does it for 2 hours. I don't know how he does it.
I don't either.
I think some people are not from this planet. I think
There's literally videos of him showing
I
his
think you're
vocal
one of them,
cords.
Brad.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
I might be, but he comes from a better planet with better singers.
But no, this was so fun to do, and this was an interesting character. Now people have seen the real Fizzarelli, but it was interesting to introduce the robot version first, and like kind of slowly unveil that. That was fun to get to sit on for a while because everyone really liked the robot. And I was like, and I did too. Like the robot's kind of his own character, but like I was like, oh, they're gonna like when the real one shows up.
This is me talking to me. This is me talking
I just
to me.
realized the plushie has a satanic cross on its little bow tie.
Every time you watch an episode, you spot and this is for like.
And this is you talking to yourself.
That's me talking to myself.
In this show.
Nice Richard versus Jerk Richard.
Yeah, Nice Richard versus Jerk Richard.
Well, you boys, I don't want to spoil it yet, but in season 2, you
What?
boys
There's a season 2?
No! Spoiler up! But there is a character you very like you have deep like back and forth.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And how is it?
Oh, it's looking awesome.
Okay,
so I'm
good,
very
good,
excited
good.
for everyone to
Okay,
see
yeah. Coming out.
What's the date?
We're working on it.
It's called A Very Special Helluva Boss.
I feel like you were saying something and then we all interrupted.
I was. No, someone pointed out. So I hope this is not like feeding the chat too much, but I checked out the subreddit a couple days ago, and someone pointed out that when Stolas is plopped down on the seat in front of RoboFizz, he's completely motionless because he's a bird with his eyes covered.
Yes.
And that was like such a. I totally didn't pick up. But it's like when you cover a bird's face, a bird just freezes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That
oh
detail
my
is
god, that is so well thought out.
I'll read some of the comments when we release an episode. I'm like, I didn't see that.
I know.
I didn't see that.
I feel the exact same
I
way.
didn't notice
no more
that.
than us.
I didn't see
How do you know more than we know?
I do, yeah.
Which is cool because it makes us feel like we've done way more work than we've actually done.
No, it's so cool. The artists add so much. Like and that's what's amazing about animation is that every stage adds so much. There's the script, and then when you go to record the voices, the voice cast adds more, and there's improv, and there's the script gets enhanced, and so that changes. And then when the board artists get a hold of it, the board artists add jokes, and they add visual cues or acting choices or anything, and then the animators do it. So there's so many degrees of adding and plussing things.
Yes,
so that the final product is so fun.
It's like when I was in
From what I've noticed, it doesn't happen on. Oh my god. From what I've noticed, that doesn't happen on every show. Like, it feels like, specifically on this show, whether it's the actors or the writers or the artists, everybody gets to have a little bit of creative input, and it's kind of this amalgamation when it comes out of everybody throwing a little bit in, and I think that's why it resonates with so many people.
Yeah, I think that's the key to shows that do really well is that you don't really. It's just that you click with everybody, and everybody is at the top of their game. So everybody is at the top of their game. They're feeling inventive and creative, and you create an environment where everyone feels safe to play and do what it is they do. And then you put it out there. And I've noticed the shows that I've done, we're doing it for ourselves because we love each other so much and we're having fun with each other and we all get along. And if we're having fun, hopefully you're all having fun. It's been my experience that has been the case. That if we're having fun, they're
I think it's remarkable that so much of this happened in the pandemic, so we were all very distant, but so many of these characters, they weren't recorded together, but they still have great chemistry.
I have to attribute to you because you read with the actors, and that's so cool because apparently not everyone does that, and I think it adds so much.
Yeah, I really appreciated that.
So much, and I was like, I remember being in the voice booth, and then you're like, okay, I think we're done, and I'm like, no, we're done. He's like, you can leave now. I'm like, no.
It makes you want to mess up my takes just like
I know. So I
we all want to come back. We all want to do more voices.
Yeah.
On
Oh my gosh,
it's fun.
It's so much fun.
The funniest thing is that we'll always save my sessions for the last because we have to get everybody, because of schedules and everything. It's easy to get me because we're together all the time. But by the time, a lot of the time we get to my records, my voice is already hoarse because I've played Stolas for Blitz, or I played Stolas for you, or my favorite is playing Fizz. Fizz. And I'll do the Fizz
You're asking
voice.
for it there.
Yeah. So, and of course, my voice sounds very similar to James's voice.
Hard to tell you apart.
You can't tell us apart, right, James?
Completely. Not all the time.
I have to wait until you go.
All the
It's
time.
me, Richard, and then okay.
I just want everybody to remember this collaboration conversation that we've had in 2022 with Viv and Brandon have, Fizzyland out in Orlando someplace, and she is like beating us down like, no, do it this way! We've been doing it for 20 years! Everybody's wearing Blitzo hats in the park. You're like, no, you will record it this way. You're like, okay.
It's like living in a castle like Stolas is.
The directing style is very different on the Helluva cruise.
Helluva cruise.
So true.
In international waters.
That absolutely needs to happen.
Yes. One of my favorite things is when we work with Vivian. Vivian we'll get to do our scenes because we are Moxie and Millie, but at the same time I take my directing hat on at the same time as we're doing the thing. I'm like, remember the twang? And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta get the twang. And you're like, oh yeah, let's do more twang. Right, Viv?
I was gonna say earlier, I just wanted to say, Richard, you're just a rock star. I mean, the fact that I don't know how you guys pull this off, and you're literally recording people in New York City at the butt crack in the morning, and then you direct all of us, and legitimately being in the studio via Zoom, via technical whatevers with Richard, you play every single character, and I don't know how you go home. Or how you record at the end of the day. I literally don't know how you pull it off because I did after my 4-hour session, and you've done like 6 4-hour sessions.
Yeah. You know what? I love doing it. I love playing. I mean, and in between, I'm singing with you. I'm singing with James. I'm singing with Brandon. It's just I love to be with people that want to play. That's my thing.
We love.
Thank you for saying that, Vivian. And I think for me, I enjoy doing it. I'm actually converting it into my one-man Broadway show. I will be pitching to Lin-Manuel, and James has already said he's setting that up. And when I'm playing the kid,
you're directing.
Richard, so yeah.
I want to witness that.
When I'm not playing the king.
I have to be honest. Easier.
Oh, it's silent now.
Just like your audience always was when you told your lazy jokes here.
Bitch, I make more money killing people than you do being a cheap-ass robo-ripoff of an overrated sellout jester.
Someone's salty.
I love that. Listen to him. in a week.
I love all the glitchy bits.
Yeah, I really like the effect on the voice, and it sounds pretty cool. It's already a very face, and
Does the recording studio also do that, like audio editing stuff?
no, the audio is done by George Peters and his team.
Shout out George
Shout out.
Peters.
Yeah,
love
Peters.
melting.
Yes.
We love a good melt.
Yes, we love a melt, don't we, folks?
This is
Oh,
what
look, it's more Richard on Richard.
Yes.
Looks like tuna.
I
Looks
love
like
that.
a beautiful tuna.
I will say this. I don't know if it's the same for Richard or anybody else that does voiceover consistently, but getting to talk to yourself in a scene is both extremely rare and one of the most fun things for me ever.
I feel like we're having high tea, darling. They are.
Yeah, getting to talk to yourself in a
Would you
scene,
guys
I
like
would
one?
love to do
It's the
that.
best. It's the absolute best. Oh yeah, I'd love one of those. Put it in the mail.
Proper British tea. Oh, just gonna get the plastic. Thank you.
Dude, that's some Terminator stuff where he just walks out. Do.
Yeah.
Well, Richard,
Voice acting doesn't work out. You could try catering.
Why was you even born?
That was
He's an actor that's trying to break
that
into
was
the catering
also
business.
The father character was also Maxwell, and that was
He's everywhere.
Maxwell's everywhere.
Australian demon family.
Tell everybody who Maxwell is. Tell them who Maxwell is.
Maxwell. It's Maxwell Adams, the creator of Billy and Mandy.
I love that show.
You heard that?
Yeah. It's funny, we're talking about
In fact,
play.
Moxie's first line was.
Okay, question. Was this Funhouse entirely inspired in any way by Birds of Prey? Because there's a bunch of elements in this that like match the Funhouse.
This might have come out first.
I think it was before,
Oh, it was before. It must
Yeah.
have been before you worked on it.
It
yeah.
wasn't, but I really liked that scene in Birds of Prey for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I noticed the hands and stuff in that line.
Yeah.
That's mighty
Oh, we're
dry.
okay. All right, I guess we're drinking
Mighty
now.
dry, yeah. This is, I told you, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, that's like a good
Let's
dry
see
liquid.
this scene. So sweet.
Like
Everybody loves this scene.
What did you say?
Like
Like
a
a
dry
good dry
liquid.
Also, I love a good
Why is that so?
character. Be like, by the way, I'm very
My dad and Flo was a weird red dickhead the entire time. I'm sorry, Thea. I'm sorry for everything happening right now. I know it's a lot. I should have listened. Go home.
Well, no,
Feel like home anymore.
your soul likes to play.
Hey. Yes.
That was and then
I just
in tune.
like given the
I
Yeah.
haven't been
it's like your soul likes to. I hear that in a very different way.
It wants to escape from your body.
I think that everyone that has been cast in our episodes and our shows, it's very clear every one of you love to play. And that's important to Vivian and I both, because Vivian knows that I teach something called the art of playing pretend. And so I know when people like to play, and every one of our friends on the Zoom as well as in person here, we all play.
A lot of us we all did additional voices.
Mhm.
That was the fun thing, is that like I've watched some of the episodes and I'm like, oh, I can't even remember who I played.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I remember
I
watching.
feel like sometimes the additional voices become more popular than like some of the like side characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I don't understand the fandom. I just don't understand it.
I love Millie being like carried off by some weird
The little creature. That was the animator's like pitch to me, and I was like, that's really funny. It just caught me because I like it sometimes when there's a visual joke.
Yeah.
Edward, I think what the issue is that I think the fans, some of the additional voices have some of the best one-liners and have some of the best moments, and our fans
That's
are
fair.
very, very astute about catching things. And so it's easy for our major characters or our side characters to have through lines, but there are these moments of these glimpses of just genius with the additional voices, and our fans catch on to that and dig it so much. Like Don Del Rivera has a moment where he says, "Just saying, boy, I'll say," and it like has stuck with me forever. And like I call him on his phone and leave that message, and then he'll call me back in that voice. And like it's little things like that, I think that the fans really dig on.
That is James, you're right. That is one of my favorite moments in the House of Asmodeus. Right before Moxie's about to sing, you hear Dawn like
I really quote that shit almost every day.
Yeah. And the best part of that is that we Vivian and I and Brandon and everyone who else is playing, we say whatever you want. Right? We say whatever you want, just you're in the distance, so make it up. Or Vivian will say, well, what if they say this? And I'll go, yeah, what if they say this?
Yeah, like
we come up with things on the fly, and then they throw them out there, and then Vivian has to spend 16 hours going through just one-line improv things.
I love it.
I just want to say, Richard is really, really good at getting us where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be in a funny moment. You know, he's very yes. He never shoots down, it's always, and very encouraging, but the same is said for when we have scenes where we're supposed to be sad or cry. And it's just so funny because you'll do the first one, like, let me try. And then he'll be like, oh, that was so, he'll get right there with you. Like he's at a funeral with you and he's just like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Okay. And give me 3 right away and go. And he just ramps you right into the mood. Yeah.
I'm tearing up right now. I can cry at the drop of a hat, and those are my favorite moments because they're so real, and it's the heart of our show. It's the heart of our show.
Wow.
And working with you, doing like everyone has seen the first half of episode 7 and 8 has seen 7, and that moment. It breaks everyone's heart.
Yeah.
And we talk about Brandon, and you and I spent time doing that together because it was like we understood it was really important. Yeah.
It was authentic. I think it's fair to say that, at least I think definitely for me, whenever I'm feeling something as Blitz, it's very authentic in the moment because Richard gets us there, and we take that moment to feel our feelings and to be sad, and you can hear it in the way he's even just directing me sadly, and because we're just in that moment, so that the lines between talking and acting just blur together. You go right into your take already feeling like shit. And
you are so good at making us feel like shit.
You're so good at making me so angry. You make me so angry. Every time I see you, you make me angry.
I get it. And the thing is I think it's important for us to set the playground. The playground in which you would use these words is what we do. And so I don't need to give anyone. I've never given anyone a line reading. I don't think I've ever had to give anyone a line reading because
that's true.
And it's one of the things I pride myself on is like if I have a certain way I want to hear something, I'll talk story to you and I'll say, imagine that it's this, and this, and boom, we get it. And we usually do an ABC take on things. So but mostly we get it out of that first one.
Yeah.
And so, well, thank you, Brandon. I'm feeling very
Richard never gives line reading.
I'm feeling naked. I'm feeling vulnerable.
Well, we'll get there together. Come on.
Quick, James, get Lin-Manuel on the phone.
He's ready.
You say the price of my love's not the price that you're willing to pay.
Here he goes again. Anyone watching like the most Helluva recording session thing in the world is Richard singing Hamilton. It happens every session. It's already happened.
It's Hamilton with you guys, but it's JC Superstar with me.
James and I are JC Superstar fanatics, but he always gets to be Judas because he's better. So I'm left with, get out, they're waiting. Oh, they're waiting for you. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Oh, it's happening in June. We're coming out to see you.
Yes.
We're doing that.
Okay, good.
So I guess before we start this one, so this is the third episode, and this is where James, you come into this one.
Dun dun dun!
This one was super fun, and then Christina V is in this one as well.
Oh, Verosika is introduced.
Oh
Yes, yes.
That was so fun.
This one was very fun to write.
Also, one of my favorite lines ever in this show. Oh, Blitzy, I know him. I used to date him. Hey, I what?
I love this opening sequence with him rocking out because this is me in the car.
By the way, I just want to say something really, really fast. This song, they only let me listen to it one time. What's that? Oh yeah, I only listened to that song. I think one time, and I didn't know the words to it, and Vivian told me to sing along as best I could.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, the opening song here.
Yes.
Yeah. So that song was written by my good friend Lyle, and it's so funny, and so it's his like track, and it's meant to be like Blitz singing along to it, and so I was like, you know what, it's as much of it as you can do. You know, like as much. So I think you had heard it a few times, and then like part of it was just that you're singing along to it. So I was like, it doesn't have to be 100%, but I really like it. I think the credit song is like more of your version of it.
I remember I met Lyle at a Christmas party. He was, and you said, "Oh yeah, we're having a party at my place, and he's the guy who wrote that song is going to be there." And
whenever can, like when I finish mine.
Oh, something's happening.
Sorry.
You've drunk a lot of cider.
Yeah. Richard's had 2 sips and now he's blacked out.
He is whacked now.
Okay, let's take it from the top.
That's fitting. Actually, this is the episode where Moxie gets drunk.
Oh! We did that. It was all done. All right. Okay.
We're gonna get fast so you match up.
Yeah.
But
perfect.
But no, that was
Pledge.
I think what it ended up being, Brandon, is so funny because it's just like it's like you kind of chasing it.
Oh yeah.
And then like you knew a bit of it, and then like you kind of changed it a little bit too, and it's super fun.
I feel like this car
He's the dude in the car that wants to look cool, so he has to like pretend to know the words to the song that's on the radio.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just me.
I will say, like, as far as certainly co-signings that we've done on stuff, everyone goes, I want you to write, I am not a possum.
Yeah.
Everyone loves that.
Human called me a possum.
I want that outfit.
Not a possum.
I know, it's a nice.
And the boots, yeah. Sunglasses.
Verosika is among the best dressed characters.
Right.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I do like the kind of the nod to a little bit of steampunk.
Yeah.
You know, the steampunk stuff that like Moxie wears.
Yeah.
I really want those.
It's like fancy boy.
I love.
We need to
get Richard.
But he has a little bit of rough. I love it. He has a bit of rough up there, like a little rough.
I love it. I
like getting to put the characters in other outfits. It's really fun.
Like Moxie in a dress, and when he was. Where is that in this episode?
That's in the next episode.
In the next episode, that's right.
Which he pulls off so.
I think he does. I think he looks really good.
Suddenly Moxie became my type.
Yeah. Moxie is very fluid.
How does Blitz keep getting so many like hot partners? Is what I want to know.
Yeah,
what is it about Blitz?
Well, we talked about Blitz 34 already. So.
that was something that I honestly just thought was fun. I was like, I think every single character that's been with Blitz should be like so far out of his league.
No. You guys underestimate the power of a brother with game. Blitz has game for game. Blitz can talk the panties off of anybody, male, female, wolf. It doesn't matter. Blitz can talk the panties off. He also can talk his ass out of bed, but he can talk the panties off of anybody. That's just the way it is.
He's a very charming SOB.
You heard it from James. I'm not gonna argue.
Look at Moxie's arms.
Little,
Moxie's arms are like.
It's like his little like.
I say.
Yeah, this is definitely a fun Luna episode, and Erica. With
Yes.
us, like she's
That
so good.
That pose, just her little.
Yeah.
The furries we're eating today.
Yes, I will say. Yeah, a lot of
double fisting.
A lot of furries were very happy with Tex. I got a lot of
You say that like you didn't know exactly who you were marketing to. What are you talking about? You know exactly.
You
all
know
the
what you-
animators know what they're doing.
And Luna too. I mean,
Come on now.
exactly.
Luna gave furries like, yeah, they're gonna dine out on Luna for years.
Like I said, there's something for everybody.
I just want to say this exists in a VR chat that I went to one time. I went there as Blitz, and I walked in and there was a bunch of imp perverts, and they flipped when I said hello to them.
Oh my gosh!
Amazing.
They had a whole-
I'll explain
What's
it to you later.
Okay.
I don't remember if that was in the script or not. I think that might have been a U line, Brandon. The don't give them access to any of your holes. Like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was a Brandon line.
Yeah.
That was a Brandon line. Don't give him access to
And also, I just want to say, can we say what was bleeped out here? Because most of the time you can tell what the word was, but this time it's entirely censored, and I was very proud of that delivery.
I know you had a great
Tell me,
delivery.
tell me,
Okay,
tell
so yeah, this is a fun story too because it also it has a tie-in with season 2 that like eventually will happen.
Season 2.
So again, going back to the top of things, which I guess we'll get this demonetized also though because that's the reason. But which is fine. It's a live stream. It's fine.
We're being that's way more than YouTube.
Just spell it out.
That's true. That's true. They might not catch it. But so again, working with Australians is very like interesting because they just drop the word cunt so
They do.
casually.
So do the British.
So do the
And
British.
yeah,
Cunt's
so-
my mother's favourite word.
But
Oh, wait,
it's-
she's Polish. So.
It's charming when you do it, though.
So it worked. So it worked its way into the script a lot more than I think initially. So that was the word. It was cunt. He calls her a cunt, which was pretty mean of Liz. It was pretty brutal.
It's a great word.
But we have a character in season 2 who I won't give too much away about, but who is Australian, and so he says it like every 5 seconds. And so I think we're gonna have to like, I want to like create a really funny sound effect for every time he says it. So it's like like almost like a clown honk or something. Like it's like fart.
Yeah, that's funny. A didgeridoo going off.
I need one of those in my pocket.
Vivian Nixon.
Yeah. So much.
Vivian Nixon, that was one of those days when we recorded him because he was in Australia. We recorded him.
That was
And we had started at 6 in the morning, and by the time we got to him, he was behind an hour or something. We didn't like start until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. We were
Yes,
recording
that
him.
one was at night. So there was like we started as like early as like 6 or 7
a.m. 6
and
6 a.m.,
for some people in New York, and then we've gone as late for Australia as like
8 or 9.
Yeah,
8:30,
you're doing it in Oz too. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's global. This show. It's global.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I definitely can't give away who that is, but I think people will have a fun time.
I'll just say it sounds like Laryl Sneap. That's all. That's not.
What I love about Vivian, though, I love that.
She's Australian.
Yeah.
The show is centered.
Lane Booty Bench.
Anything can be said, anything can be done, and yet Viv goes, I felt like it was pretty bad what he said. Like they're in hell. Anything can be said. I was like, I always felt like it was a little mean. And I was like, no, anything goes here.
That's right. This is being a little mean for us. Yeah.
Taking it away.
Really out of character.
These murder demons aren't very nice to each other.
This is how Millie no one cares about their car.
Yeah. And it rhymes with late Lanchette.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god. But yes, that's the missing word. And
I know
at
that
some
outfit,
point
right?
we will release the I
one
guess
she's
the
wearing?
cunt.
Yeah,
The
it's
cunt
very
one?
cute
here.
Yeah, heart.
I love
I own
that.
the one Kiki's wearing.
You pretty much do.
I think I might too, actually.
Yeah.
What
Oh, also, I feel like
what
I
happens if you're a San Fernando goth?
Yeah, exactly. We're Valley Girl goths.
You're in San Fernando Valley?
I'm from Burbank.
Get out.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're from New York.
Like all real actors are.
Like all reactors. Just ask James. Although James is from Los Angeles. Like, well, you're up Northern California, right, James?
He's the
Yep,
Bay
Northern
Area.
California.
I'm Bay Area, baby. Bay Area.
Like Brando. Yeah, this
Yep.
That's why James's favorite flavor of curry is Steph.
Straight up.
Oh, Ed.
Look, all I have is sports. Leave me alone, Richard. I don't know all the musicals.
You're surrounded
That's all
by
I got.
you're surrounded by theater kids.
That's not a Bulls jersey, by the way. He tattooed that onto his skin.
Yes.
Very careful.
I like that because that reminds me of give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
So he went to another musical. Poor Ed.
Chorus line?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen chorus.
Where is my theater friend? Thank you.
We failed.
I'm sorry.
And I felt nothing.
I was just about to say, sorry, when you made that reference, I felt nothing. I'm feeling nothing. Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah.
Sing more.
Two more, Marge.
Thank you. Well, cast me
So
in
I
something.
dug right down. So I dug.
I will say, yes.
I dug
I'm writing the two of you a Hamilton duet.
Yes.
Yeah.
See what ice cream felt. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul, and I tried to melt. The kids yelled nothing.
Goosebumps, guys. FYI, so to make the connection completely complete, in The Heights, the lady who plays the mom of Mandy Gonzalez is the original singer of that chorus line, who of course knows Lin-Manuel, who I know, who will soon put Richard in the show. I'm done.
Yeah!
I do.
Oh my god.
Right?
You've set them off. It's over.
It's done now.
And Peggy.
I will say the challenge with Helluva Boss is that and the difference between the other project is that the other project.
The other.
What would that be?
Yeah.
Has another project?
Season 2.
What are you working on, Viv?
Between Hasbin and I mean this goes for the pilot as well, but Hasbin and Helluva is that I wanted to separate them musically. So Hasbin is like I always mix it up, the diegetic musical where it kind of manifests and just the character starts.
And Helluva Boss is the diuretic.
That's just when you're on screen.
Right.
Where we keep everything out.
But part of
Helluva
me
needs an excuse for the music to happen. Whereas Hasbin's straight up a musical.
Yes, but part of me wants to say screw that as
Me
we go
too.
on.
I mean,
because so much of the cast is so amazingly musically talented.
I hate music.
I don't think they would complain.
Yeah, so that's the reason that a lot of characters haven't had songs that I feel like should have songs. Is I'm like
wedding.
when their character just bursts into song, but they would. So that might be something that the show kind of becomes over time.
Really? What show? Helluva?
Helluva.
What?
No.
Yes. Season 2.
When is it coming out?
I just want to say I have the comments open and someone just they said, hey, I just want to say thanks for making such great content. Watching your videos makes living in my car that much easier. That's Sean Bro. I just wanted to it's crazy. We so easily forget wow. Yeah. It's so easy to forget what this is to some people, when I was,
Yeah. Thank you for letting us know that. Thank you, Sean.
Halfway through my
It's
second
crazy because like when I was in high school or like just like throughout my whole life, there was always a given point when I was, there was never a point where I was never inspired by something immensely, and it's so cool that I'm just reading all the comments and I'm just like, oh, this is very sweet that we're that.
When I was in high school, I was inspired by The Wheel. that could go places.
Yeah,
that could go places.
I will say,
no, man, I'm telling you right now, you want to invest in sliced bread. That's going to be the new thing.
Wow, it's the greatest thing since.
Yes.
awkward moment.
The best part of making this show is being a fan of it. So like, I literally am a fan. I'm a fan of everyone involved. Like, I'm a fan of the artist. Like, I'm a fan of the character. Like, it's really cool to be like creating something that I like. I love these characters and they mean a lot to me. But like, I'm as giddy and excited for people to see the stuff that we're making as like they are to eventually see it. Like, you guys, like, I geek out and I am excited and I'm like gushing, or I'm like listening to the soundtrack, or like all these things for the stuff that you haven't seen yet. So I'm very excited.
I know, me too. Me too.
There's so much. You guys are gonna
It's amazing.
lose
You
your
guys are in
shit.
for it. Like, I know, and I'll take this to also address the fact that we haven't obviously put out an episode in a very long time, and like, trust me when I say it's worth it. I know, like realistically, there's all these like technical and just production reasons why we've been taking longer on it. But like, I will say, like, we've never stopped and we're still working really hard. And season 2 is already underway, and like all this progress has been made.
Season 2?
And it's like worth it. Like, I genuinely believe that like what's coming is so worth it, and like the runtimes are also going to be bigger. So like, they're bigger episodes, and it's going to be very cool. I'm very excited.
And much of this animation, it's like Disney level. Like, it is stunning.
And
it is stunning.
And we're like in our stride right now, which is good. We just, it's like, it's early Friends versus season 2.5 Friends.
Yeah.
We are so at season 4 Friends right now.
Yeah. That's what's kind of cool. Because of how long everything takes. Like, I know like everyone gets more used to it.
Those
are the references I completely understand.
Yes, because Friends is big in Britain, where you're supposedly from.
I will say one of the
I wasn't in the live studio audience out here while they were filming. Honestly, I wasn't.
How old is Luna? I mean, like, it's Hellier, so it's different, but like, because she's adopted, but she's 22. She's 22. Yeah.
In Hellier, but Helliers, operate their way.
Yeah.
And I think we figured it out. Don't quote me on this. Okay.
I know. I feel so nervous talking to the fans because like they're gonna latch onto everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I said something wrong, but
You that it's like you're timeless
Yeah.
within that realm, like-
Yeah, but the Hellborn species do age.
Oh,
so
good to know. Season 2. I hope that comes out in season 2.
So
I imagine they probably live a lot longer too, because I mean,
yes,
they're essentially immortal. Yeah.
Well, they live a lot longer. Yeah, I feel like they live like maybe 200 years, and they at the time that
Like 200 or more years ago, like when Hamilton was around. Hamilton, yeah, have you heard of it? Yeah, it's a great musical.
so aren't you starring in that?
No, I'm going to be playing Jefferson. I'm going to be one of the best Jeffersons ever.
Oh, on this song, we had a very hard time getting the line "souls out, holes out, how does it smell?" out with a straight face. That was very
that was hard for
You didn't want to make it too romantic.
No, I mean it is a very romantic song.
Yes, it is on our playlist.
Yes,
But that's the hole. We're not perverts. Just the hole is out.
Yes. Everything else is closed.
Everything else is covered. Yes.
This scene, James has like my favorite, like the line read you did for "I'm Vortex" is so funny.
Yeah.
I love what you did with that.
I just remember being in my closet. Hold up. It's coming up.
Okay. I'm Vortex!
So clearly. Oh my God, do I remember?
I was in my closet surrounded by clothes with my computer on a top shelf and my mic on one side, and you guys were talking to me on the phone, and I'm like, please let me This was so much. I had so much fun with this.
I remember that line so clearly. We're saying, so you're kind of mocking her nervousness, and we didn't have to ask anything more. Like, I'm okay, so we were laughing so hard on that. Oh my God, this is good.
We love dry liquid.
Dry liquid.
I love dry liquid.
Also, obviously, I feel like it's been, what time is it? It's 12. Okay, it's like 90 minutes in. Just a recurring shout out to Streamily for putting this
You don't see all the hard work that they're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's streamily.com/helluvaboss is the URL
Yeah,
where you
baby.
can buy prints that we will all sign for you on
everyone's
stream.
gonna be signing prints.
Yep.
You don't see the 60-person crew that's working around the clock to make this stream happen right now.
They are.
They are. They're streaming.
And they're all ridiculously good looking and ridiculously well dressed, and they're lovely.
Yeah, you can't spell Streamily without stream, guys. Come on.
I get to voice this character here who flips them off.
Oh, yeah. That's you.
Yeah, the person in the cool shirt.
I feel like that's another Jinx character too.
God, a fucking pass.
And I
Yes, oh my God, a fucking possum. Yeah, it was.
Enjoy your break.
Viv, I have a question. Will there be a soundtrack of the music?
We're working on that. Obviously, like we want to make sure everyone, the cast and just all the kind of legal end of things. But yeah, that's my goal because everybody was really excited to. I get asked about it constantly, and I'm like, dude, I want to listen to it. Like, yeah. Especially like season 2 has some like really like.
Wait,
everyone.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Hey.
Somebody mentioned in the comments. Somebody mentioned in the comments that they've now started a drinking game every time somebody says season 2.
Season 2.
That is a bad idea. No. We're gonna say it way too much. They're already drunk. Stop. No.
But the reason I bring it up so much, a production end. That's like what we're like. I'm knee deep in the mire of season 2.
Season 2.
When did it come out?
They just cooked 3 drinks, folks.
So that's what's on my brain. So if I bring it up a lot, it's because like literally like as soon as I leave here, I'm like, okay, yeah, so yeah, the boards and like
the boards
the shots and like and I'm already gonna get.
5 people died of alcohol poisoning.
The comments are going. The comments are in.
Don't kill her. But
well, I'm excited for
But yes, the soundtrack.
Season 2.
The soundtrack. The show is so the songs in the first season are so good, and then the songs in the second season, there's so much. I feel like there's more of them, so it's just like more per episode and stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm trying to think if I have
I have one request for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, here we go.
This scene is so cute.
I love
drunk Moxie.
The scene was so much fun because I also really liked getting to give Millie like a really badass moment. Like it was I was like, this is gonna be such a fun like battle of like the tiniest. Really fun for the board artist to kind of figure out like what to do, and the board artist added a joke that's coming up of where they high five.
Those voices down.
I screamed into the mic for you too.
Yes, you did. Morgana did the monster sounds.
Yes.
Would give you an opportunity to do
Yes, you're a pro monster.
I'm scared.
I wonder if that hiss will be in season 2.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Oh. It's so dark.
He's a happy drunk.
Yeah.
There is nothing on this planet quite like a Richard Horvitz scream. Like there's just nothing like it.
All right, so Richard, that was the pegging line.
Okay, all right. Let's tell the story, Viv, so we can see what a prude Richard is.
Destroy his purity with
No, okay, so it was a situation where, like, so we were recording and we did this part, and then you asked, you were like,
Go ahead.
"So what does pegging mean?"
No, I didn't. And I said, Viv, and you're like, what? And I go, do you know what pegging is? And you said, yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I like, yes, I know. I like, oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
too.
I mean, yeah. And I was like, ah. And then you asked if Yoav, like the was he the editor or the circle?
Yes,
Yoav,
yes.
And you were like, do you know what it is? And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to extend, like nobody wanted to explain it further.
No one wanted, and he almost said traumatized. Right? He was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Well, since we're already demonetized, let me explain what pegging is.
Wow. It's a rating system it's a rating system in the UK. Peggy 16. It's Peggy 16. It's a rating system in the UK. We're fine.
all right, and this will be my true test. Vivian Nixon, do you know what pegging is? She's purposely muted right now.
There seems to be some technical difficulties going on with the audio.
No. I'm here. No, I didn't know what pegging was. No.
I love you.
We're good. Good.
Thank you. Good. All right, good. Then I don't feel so.
Thanks
Look,
a
I
lot,
think you're-
Richard.
Yeah, now it's like the only thing you're gonna hear about.
I know. They were gonna be like, "Can you sign? I don't know what pegging is."
Can you sign
Wait. Someone in the comments said I only know because I looked it up.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Oh, you poor soul. Sorry.
The state of sex ed in the United States is such that
Unacceptable.
how people find things out.
Paradox person 2 ironically taught me this show. Unironically taught me what pegging was. This show.
That's what we're known for.
We are so proud. We are so proud.
Wear that with a badge of honor. That's
Right,
appropriate.
but that's not in season 2, is it?
No.
Okay. So
Giving this
hold on.
alcohol.
If we're gonna make the season 2 joke, I have one request. I didn't realize that James was secretly my best friend that I had never met. I just need to duet with him as some background in his club. I don't even care.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
I guess it just needs to happen. Just spit like a hot 16 bars or something.
Straight up.
Maybe we can do that in season 6.
Season 6!
Wait, can we do it in season 6 and the movie if we're gonna just go all the way with the meme?
Yeah.
6 seasons and then the movie.
There are some animators that are crying.
Putting on wrist braces.
I'm crying
yeah.
right now. I do know how many seasons I want the show to be, though.
Well, 14 is a lot, Viv. I know.
Yeah.
14
Oh, in
is
a dream world, I'll be on my
Oh,
deathbed.
this is a little
Yeah, that's
heartbreaking.
right.
Heartbreaking scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luna got.
Damn,
friends with-
James.
Oh, does the portal literally open up in their parking lot?
Yeah. Just fall in.
I like her falling backwards.
Yeah. Hey! I love that shot.
Yay!
Hey.
Is that you, Ed, doing the police? I think that is.
I think I was somewhere in there. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
That's a great last line.
That's great.
I was also the guy that got cleaved in two by Brandon, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Brandon. Awesome work. I want to thank Lin-Manuel for
one more. Is there?
I thought that was.
All right, we're doing one more.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
one more.
let's go.
All right, Lynn, I'll see you soon.
You got Full Metal Alchemist.
I heard 5 is really good.
This is so episode 4 is the one that introduces you, Jaden, as
Yeah,
Colin.
baby. Show your t-shirt.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
And is this one where I sing Dear Theodosia?
Wow.
Every
That's
episode.
season 2.
Yeah, that's in season 2.
That's season 2!
Yeah!
But
There's some kid in Australia who is drunk off their ass right now.
Australian, he
do
can
not
handle
condone
it.
drinking. Drink responsibly. That's not responsible.
yeah, we've got and then so this episode also has Dawn in it as
Yay, Dawn!
Yeah, baby.
Yay.
Dawn, we miss you.
And like Dawn's delightful. Dawn has been in like I think every one of my like since graduating college like animated projects, and it's so cool to work with him. He's great.
He's such a sweet
So
guy.
is this the one where you cast two guys with the exact same name?
No, that was actually episode 6.
That was episode 6.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
But actually, no. There's a fun story there. There's a fun story with that, actually. Yes.
Season what?
This is a fun like creative story. We're not going to watch episode 6 today. It's a long story.
I want to hear your stuff.
Go.
Okay.
I want to hear your story first.
But I have a good friend named Mike Rocco.
Mike Rocco?
and Mara knows.
Yeah.
Mara knows Mike.
Yeah, I love
Renata
Mike.
knows Mike. He's a board artist and an incredibly talented animator, but he also does
great.
voices, and he does really really good old man voices, which is.
That's a good skill to have.
He would probably be the first to say he's kind of an old man at heart. Like he really likes having a nice cup of tea and
Yes.
Of course. He's
He's the
like a
world's
Disney-
youngest old man.
He's like a Disney historian. Like he just knows so much about like things so old
He's
that
an
it's like
animation
how are you?
historian who just like wants to have a nice shepherd's pie and cup of tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he,
pie and cup of tea, mate.
Oh, wait.
Well,
You caught her.
But he,
You caught her.
That was a good one.
so Mike voices Lyle Lipton in this episode. So he voices the old man. But it was interesting because I gave casting the name Mike Rocco, and I did not know that there is an actual stage like Broadway actor named Mike Romeo Rocco.
So there's like Michael J. Rocco and Michael R.
Yeah, so Michael R. So they knew that a lot of the cast is Broadway and New York talent. So I saw this name show up on they cast him. Like they were like, oh, he's all set to come in, and I was like, is this the right actor? And I felt horrible. I was like, oh my gosh, but I was like, well, I'm gonna look into this actor because I've never worked with him and I don't know who he is. And he ended up being it was like fate because he's the one that did the singing voice for Blitz in that opera scene. So like and I ended up putting him in I ended up putting him as Agent 1 as well. So instead of Lyle, he played Agent 1 and he did Blitz's singing voice, which we needed a singer for, and it just so happened that this actor that we had it was a very beautiful accident.
Happy stuff.
It was like the happiest accident.
It was wonderful. And does Agent 1 come back?
Yes, he does.
In what? Where?
Wait.
What season?
No. In season 2.
What season 2?
It's a very cool casting. Like that's why I want to tell it because it was an amazing opportunity, and he was great. I loved working with him. Like he was great. But our friend Mike is in this episode
as Lyle Lipton, who is amazing. And I want to say this: we won't tell you where, but there is a scene that got cut that was absolutely one of my favorite scenes.
Welcome to heaven. There's something new to get here, and good people deserve to give loved ones
Yeah, the ice cream shop.
This episode, Brandon, was much like you did the main draft of this episode, and it's so fun. It's definitely like a wild.
And we get to see a great special cameo appearance by Vivian Medrano and one of my favorite characters ever.
Yes, I like that. The crew also, that was the other one. It was like, at first it was the cashier, and then it was the deer.
The deer.
The cashier and the deer.
I remember you telling me the deer was probably going to be literally a satire of you that the crew had picked out.
Yeah, basically.
I love that.
I also voice Keeney as well, but like, I'm not really that experienced in voice acting yet. So
This is, yes, you are. You're a human being. You got lots of experience.
Exactly, yeah.
Where you make the things and I make the money. Please, I'm very desperate.
On season 3.
I'm gonna go
season 3.
Oh, I love this joke.
Stop getting hysterical, fatty.
Can I also say, I didn't even notice until recently the board has a bunch of references to the episode before that.
Yeah.
Spring Breakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has a reference to something else in Blitz's life.
Yes. Oh yeah. So Brandon, this is you as well. This character, Luty. And you named this character. I was like, you had him in the script, and I was like, yeah, that's his name. That's his character.
And I had a drawing of him and how that was the only character that I had any kind of say with what he looked like.
I can, Brandon. I hate to say it, but we could tell.
He's
definitely a vibe.
It's like the dude from Wacky Races was like, "Hey, I want to be the Riddler today."
Yes. And I've seen some amazing cosplay of him, and if they have the costume, I would love to have an extra copy of it.
One time in that voice, in some episode in season not to be named later, I need you to scream, "Hedgehog!" Just
He's very Eggman adjacent, I'll give you that, for sure.
I like it, though. I like it a lot.
It really be in
like flashback scene.
Season 4.
I just want to say there was a story, there was a board of this, or even maybe it's a rough animation even, but there was a much more sexual position that Lyle was in when he was cranking in the bowl. He was like straddling it like this, and you could see his like bulge coming out the back, and I'm, wow, they're like giving him a proper dick and everything. And then they gave him a cape or something and it's covered, but yeah.
I think the drink game just changed.
You only got so much say on the design.
Moxie's always getting crushed.
I have a question for you, Vivian.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot of our fans will comment on the show, like they'll be very aware of like how many stripes are on Blitzo's horns versus when it wasn't that many. Are you conscious of that? Is that a decision, or is that something that is part of the lore of your world?
Is it inspired by your hair?
Yes. Do you mean like? Yeah, when he changes, there are different, like, there's sometimes he has different stripes on his horns.
Sometimes that's a mistake.
Okay, all right.
Things like this can happen to famous people.
By my one true love.
We recreated it, but like we wanted it to be like the free stock. Like
yes.
This episode was really fun because I basically told the animators, because this is such a wild episode. Like this is definitely the episode that you took the reins, Brandon, and like it's just super wild and super like expressive. And so I told the animators, I was like, dude, you can anything you can to make every shot like funny. just added a bunch of stuff and a lot of little random moments.
I didn't even notice the sock puppet. This is the first time I've noticed it, and then he cried.
Yeah, he like cries. And that was the board, so like the board artist added that.
And this is the episode where Moxie's the different every single scene.
I love that Blitz's disguise was Blah Blah the Clown. That made me so happy when I saw that.
Oh, hell no!
Oh, this is my favorite joke in the whole thing, actually. that is legitimately my favorite joke in the whole episode. Yeah, I directed that joke very specifically. I was like, I like it when things get cut off really suddenly.
Yeah.
Like mid-sentence.
I love Vivian's delivery on, you're all old and gross.
Yeah.
So we were talking about how good Richard was about not giving line reads. Viv will just be like, no, you're going to say it this way. This is the way I wrote the damn joke.
Yes.
Like this.
That was an editing thing. That was an editing thing. I just got to cut it off. No, to the artist, that's where I'm like, okay, this is, this is what I imagine.
I want Moxie's turtleneck in this.
Yeah, I was just thinking, he looks great.
So many outfits.
It was like you're in the lighthouse.
Yes. I'm like the Ghost and Mrs. Muir, which is way before anyone decided.
I know the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. I swear to
Thank you.
God, separated birth. That's Rex Harris.
Yeah, he goes.
I know that one.
There you go. There you go.
You're welcome, everyone.
Hey, what is with these outfits? Did you watch the cats and get inspired?
Oh, the squirrels got eaten.
And look, this is Roxy as a furry in that episode, right? Roxy and Billy are furries.
Oh yeah, they're
Roxy,
the cat.
Roxy, I said Roxy.
They really wanted to be in the Broadway musical Cats, and this is what you got.
Come on, boys, we're gonna paint the town. And all that jazz.
I like this.
I understood that reference.
Hey!
Me too.
I got one.
Well done, Captain.
Woo!
Randomly just eats his booger.
Yeah, it was because the shot lasted so long. So that I remember that animator was like, "What do I do?" And then added that. I like that image and it froze on for a second. I'm obsessed with the fact I got the little gnome sound into that.
Also the hashtag cutie.
Wait, did you want to have weren't like needles and everything supposed to be coming out of his arm? Yeah, we didn't do that though.
You played that? It's implied.
It's implied, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that old man being a lot filthier in one of the boards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go.
There we go.
I loved it. This was so fun to design outfits. Like the artist did so good.
We're just trying to give hope to someone in need. Oh.
Yay! Sarah,
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
I want all of Millie's outfits.
I don't know why Mox.
That's it. He just is.
Very good at it.
Moxie wears.
That's the theater. That's the actor in him.
Yeah, that's the actor. He wears things better than I wear things. I hate him. I hate him.
I love him being like a cat right now. I love
Yes.
The ass.
Like pre-jump wiggle. Yeah.
Goes the opposite.
Not very. Oh yeah, who does the opera singing for this?
I actually don't know her name because she was.
We did that after.
The composer handled that, yeah, because he was doing that separately. So then the credits and everything. I never worked with her directly, so I'm unfortunately don't know her name.
You have a ton of crew hidden in this scene, right? Like just getting
a lot of the animation and like board like creative team did their own like a cartoon version of themselves. So half of the people that die are
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
My favorite moment's coming up with Millie and Moxie killing and making out at
Yes,
the same time.
yeah.
Don't you literally see like lingerie
I'm
flying?
like, yeah, it's brilliant.
That's hot.
Genius.
I like it.
And we did that.
The only way to do
Many
it.
people don't know that Vivian and I did that in motion capture.
Life is worth living because we only get one. We must cherish it. If creatures far beyond this living world are going through these lengths over my life, then certainly it's worth living. Killing myself is not the answer. Plus, I'm still rich. I can just buy all the things. I no longer crave death.
Like we were learning how to do, and the whole first season is like that. You know, like entire first season.
Is it different in the next?
Yeah, because
What
I've
season
got
is
things
that?
figured
What
out.
season is that?
The one
The one we're after one.
Three?
One.
No,
Yeah, this is very Looney Tunes episode.
Yes, I
The piano is perfect.
That piano.
Moxie. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
I yelled at you.
God, yeah.
Oh, Roxy.
Jaden gets beaten up here. Quite a lot.
Yeah, Jaden is the Moxie of the of the Angel
He
Crew.
is, because really, Jaden's character
Here
is,
we go.
is
Here's
the
Viv-
most naive.
Viv
Oh yeah, here's
shining.
Viv.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
With the red glasses.
Yeah, that was.
What a cunt.
This was so funny.
It's so good.
Well, now you're demonetized, but it was a good round.
Yeah, for sure.
That was your final one.
Unfortunately, because of that, we will not be able to finish episode 8.
That's all right. We're all waiting for season 2 anyway.
Animated she is. Like,
Yeah.
it's like we know what we're doing with this character.
Yeah, no, I there's an amazingly talented like animator who does that subtle acting, and I was like, I think I want to give one of these
And
shots to this
And
animator.
We got a face the fire of fucking up.
Sir, when are you going to tell the final?
Oh, I already sent him a text. We're in good hands. These texts don't make people angry.
Sorry, saxophone emoji.
Sorry.
I was
Lyle Lipton?
I don't understand. We thought you went to heaven.
Heaven? You don't make millions in technological advances and robotics by not experimenting on the poor.
Oh, you no good, heartless son of a bitch! Thank you for reuniting me with my best friend.
The only question now is what do two old genius robotic inventors do now that we're in hell?
Did someone say I say inventors? Things Wally Waxford, I am looking for.
Hey!
I'm from because we were like, okay,
Yeah.
there's already a big hole. So is he in like the suite above? Like he's just there and he just helped himself. Like don't think about it.
Yeah, just
he just figured out how to get it.
Wally Waxford pays attention and no rules established in this universe.
Yeah, no, he's got cartoon logic.
It's different in season 2, though.
Yeah.
Wait,
See?
what?
Season 2!
I really, I do, but a perfect like story to kind of end as a stand episode.
Yes.
Yes.
So, we did record laughter for everybody, and I just couldn't find it, and I was running out of time to like edit the episode, so I put Don's in. And then there was nobody else, and then I kind of thought it was funnier.
Just
I was like, I think it's funnier
that he's going off
if
on
he's
his
the
own.
only one
Yeah.
laughing.
I know, he just goes off, and that's why everyone kind of awkwardly is watching him. Because everyone was, it was supposed to be like that 80s, like, ha ha, and I just was like having trouble finding the files for some reason for that laugh specifically. And I just was like, you know, this kind of worked. So we went back, we did laughter originally.
It was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident. A lot of things happened that way.
Yes. In general, in our life.
In our life,
yes.
But that
was that the end of that one?
Yeah.
Yay! I think everyone is probably curious when we're going to do our signings. So we can go around and say what everyone's plan is to do their Instagram signings or whatever platform you're using. So Jaden, go ahead, start.
Probably Wednesday or so.
Wednesday or so. And what do you know what medium you'll be using?
Instagram.
Instagram Live. Got it. Sam?
Well, you and I will figure out when that's going to be.
Yes.
You let me know. I will stream on TikTok. You stream on Instagram,
Perfect.
and we'll combine forces.
Excellent, Mara.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm still figuring it out. I will let you guys know.
But you will let us know when.
Yes,
and what
exactly.
Platform. Good.
Exactly.
Excellent. Viv, are you signing?
Not this time.
Not this time.
At some point I will.
Good.
But I
Excellent.
haven't been too busy.
Georgie.
Just to work on season 2.
What?
Season 2! So Morgana and I will be signed together with Richard creepily in the background. And
Like
we're
this.
thinking sometime next weekend, but we haven't actually looked at our schedules or schedules.
Schedules, as they say in fake England.
Exactly.
In the UK.
In the United Kingdom, yes.
Like there's a kingdom anymore.
I will be signing on Instagram Live this week. I just don't know exactly when yet, but I will I will put it out into the interwebs.
Follow us all and post about it on Twitter, I think.
On Instagram,
I'll
on Twitter.
individually message each and every one of you.
All
Yes.
14,379 of you. Richard expect a personal message from Richard Farbeck.
Yeah.
Right out. Look out for that.
Vivian Nixon.
I'll link with Richard and we can figure out another line. And Morgana, I'd love to chat with you and hop on with you and Georgie too. So.
I need some sister time, please. Let's take
Oh
this
my gosh.
out.
It's like love is in the air. It's almost like season. And it's almost like there's season 2. Edward Bosco.
I'll be signing tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I'll be powering through as many as I can. And then if I don't get done, I'm going to pick it up next weekend and we'll just keep the process going. And that'll be over on Twitch. Yeah, twitch.tv/Edward Bosco.
Excellent. Mr. Brandon Rogers, Blitzo himself.
Love you.
I don't know when yet, but Instagram stories are where I'm probably gonna piggyback off of wherever Georgie is doing hers because I.
Oh yeah, I want to do one with you too, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know when, but Instagram, I'll announce it on there. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it at the Bingeworthy Manor, darling.
I've also there are going to be some people around for the music Q&A that's happening at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
And I don't know who's around for that, but I am around for that. And
I'm going to be there for the music
Yes.
Q&A. Vivian's going to be there for the music Q&A.
I think we maybe have Bryce.
Bryce
and Christina.
Bryce and Christina D. Yeah,
Yes.
good. And of course, my vocal twin and doppelganger, James Monroe.
I'm working on it right now. It'll either be on TikTok or Instagram Live, but I'm hoping to do it next week. If not next week, the week after, just because there's some concert things happening. But I'm trying to work it out. But trust me, I will advertise at least a couple days before, so you guys will know. It's been a great time last time. So yeah.
And will you be able to talk to Lin-Manuel for me before then?
I can't talk to him this week because I know what he's doing, but next week maybe yes, I will talk.
And is it going to be something that I'm in that he's doing right now?
I
can't. Oh, he's right now.
No, don't do it. James, don't do it. This is don't do it.
I can never. Problem is this. You have to understand. If you're in, my wife calls it the mafia. If you're in the FLS mafia family, we can't say what anybody is doing. So
And
That's
do I
the
have
G
an
right there.
initiation? Is there some initiation that I have to go through to get in?
The ceremony, I can't even talk about that. That's the easy.
The fact that he hasn't said is actually more confirmation if he did say something.
Oh, I see what you're saying, James.
Working on a sequel to In the Heights called In the Depths.
There you go. There you go.
I do have something to say. Brandon Rogers
yes.
is in a movie that's coming out soon, and Edward Bosco. The movie's called Bosco.
It's a biopic.
Yeah! It's all about you, baby!
It's a biopic.
It's all about a voice actor who really wanted to play for the NBA but never quite made it.
He's running away! Please don't cry in the bathroom.
Brandon, can you tell us anything about this movie?
Yeah,
can you tell us?
I don't know if I'm allowed to. Do you know if I'm allowed?
It's been announced.
Good.
So you can say he's in it, and he's great in it, and it's a true story.
Oh.
And Brandon's amazing in it, and yeah.
Wow. And will you be
I'm getting
available?
very mad.
Will you be available for season 2?
Delayed reaction there, sorry.
We got it together.
I need it. Let's get one on camera.
Okay, all right, okay.
Ready?
Season
2!
Thank you everybody for watching us. We are so grateful for you and your generosity of spirit and kindness and wallets. And thank you for supporting our show and for always being there for us. We're there for you as well. So thanks for being with us today, everybody.
Oh, yes.
I don't want this to end. I love you all so much.
Very hard. The video is
Everyone's
incredibly
gone.
Everyone's but no, and more is coming.
Playing the Oscar music now.
We're really far along in the next part of
Stop the
season
speech.
season 2.
Season 2.
So it's coming. I know it's been a very long wait, but we're working very hard.
It looks amazing. It really looks so good.
And I'd like to just send a shout out today to my friend Peg. Hi, Peg.
And Peggy.
I love you, Mommy and Daddy. Thank you for watching.
Okay, anyway, so what pegging is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No.